here in the state of Pennsylvania, up north, you would not believe. I know wherever you come from, there are deer. I get that, okay? I get that. You would not believe northern Pennsylvania. You would not. When I was like 10 before I realized deer were living creatures. Honest. I just thought the highway department dragged them out there every morning to slow us down the way to school. I hit a deer right in my town, right in my little town. In the town limits, I hit a deer. Destroyed my bike. I wasn't even old enough to ride in the street yet. I'm thunking along on the sidewalk. This big buck comes bounding out of this bush, knocks me right off my banana seat. I want to tell you something, folks. These kinds of things happen enough times to a 5-year-old, that child's going to have Bambi nightmares the rest of his life. 50 years later, his wife's going to be saying to him, boy, you were screaming again last night. All night long, screaming. Help me, Thumper, help me. We had 2 weeks here in Pennsylvania. I think it's probably still true, but we had 2 weeks of buck hunting season. And during buck hunting season, if you came to my town, Port Allegheny, Pennsylvania, if you went down to the 2 blocks in my downtown, every car pulled up to that, angled up to the curb, had a buck strung on the front bumper. And you could tell, even as a boy, a little boy, I could tell just by looking at them that they did not climb on there voluntarily. My mom had to go into the drugstore 7:30 one evening. This is November again. It wasn't very cold, about 40 maybe. A little bit of light, dry snow coming down, but no wind. And my mom had to go in the drugstore, and I was 5, and she said, do you want to go in with me, Bobby? Or would you like, you can stay out here in the steps. It'll just be a couple minutes. I said, well, I just want to stay out here. So I sat down in the steps. I no more sat down than I noticed that 8 or 9 feet away from me at an angle about like this, there's a buck hanging on the bumper. And I swear, when I looked at that animal, I could have sworn that I saw its head go. Boy, that got my attention. I walked over there. I got about 3 feet away, looked up over the hood of the car. The hunter was in the car, sound asleep, behind the wheel, because he'd probably been hunting since dawn. He's like this. I walked a little closer. I got about 2 feet away. I should tell you right now that the hunter wasn't sound asleep. The hunter was wide awake. His right hand was resting on the horn. His left hand was wrapped around some fishing line. Went out the window, around the mirror, over the hood ornament, and was attached to the top antler of the deer right there. I got about a foot away. This is what I experienced. I am quite sure, to that point, I pretty much stopped wetting my pants. I had to work on that for another 5 or 6 years. That was frustrating. The hunter jumps out of the car. He's going, oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, I just about scared you to death. Sorry. This guy represented about half of the adults in my town. Grown people who just get a kick out of giving a kindergartner a nervous breakdown.